Welcome back to SharePointHillbilly.com. As always, I am your host, Mark Rackley, and I thought today I would create a video that takes you through my most read blog, which is creating a parent-child list relationship in SharePoint. There's been a lot of questions and comments. Hopefully I can clear some things up, show you a couple of neat tricks, and I've actually learned to do things a little bit better since then. So I wanted to do the whole thing over as a video. I'm going to go pretty fast, so luckily it's in video, so you can pause it if I do. So let's get started. First thing I need to do is create a site. So you go to Site Actions, Create. We're going to create a site. Give a title called Issues, same URL of Issues, and it's just going to be a blank site. Let's create that. Didn't take too long. Now we got to get our two lists set up. We're going to have a list that store issues. This is exactly the same application I created before, but this time in video. So let's do a list to store our issues. We're going to call it issues and create it. We're not going to add any fields to it because we just care about having this parent list called issues. Now we need to create our child list, which is going to be called time. So go to create the list, time. This is going to be the child list that holds all the time entries for these issues. So let's add a couple more columns to this list. So we go to Settings, List Settings, then we go to Create Column. The first thing we want to store is the number of hours that this time entry is for. That's just a number field, and let's add it. We also want to store probably the entry date, so we know what day this time entry was created for. Could be for some date in the past, some date in the future. You know, when you're logging your time, you generally want to say what date you worked on it. So lastly, we need a column that is the ID of the parent. So we're going to call this issue ID, and this is going to help us set up that parent-child relationship. So we have a column called issue ID. It is going to be a lookup, and it's going to be a lookup from the issues list on the ID field. Okay, when we're done with that, we click OK. So that's basically all there is to that. We have a time entry, which has our title, hours, entry date, and the issue ID. And we have the parent list, which is just a title.